Alright folks, welcome to episode 10 of the Wee Podcast. Phil here with Clarky.
Hello.
We've managed to hit episode 10 today. Big milestone for us, and we want to thank everyone for the support. Long may it continue. Let's get on with the episode.
Woo!
Off the back of the last two episodes, sort of got us to talking about like life sort of choices and where we would be if we had, chose a different sort of path, and how sort of like small decisions and small choices could really impact your life in such a big way. I mean,
yeah,
like more to the point of now, we're in a podcast. We're doing this, but what was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Spar?
Longer, 4.
Wasn't 4 years.
It was. I came back from America in
For Christ's sake, that's
September 2014.
4 years. I should not even.
Well, 3 and a bit, so
Yeah.
4 years in September.
So it was, so that long ago. I only spoke to you for one day in Spar, to be fair, but
Yeah, one day,
um,
twice maybe.
yeah, twice in the one day. But it's for some reason it's managed to bring us to this point now.
Yeah,
It's just mad to think that, like we were talking about it, but like before. But I mean, it's strange to think that the decisions we made at, like, say, I don't know, like 16, 17,
yeah.
sort of put you in a direction to.
Well, even then, as you say, had I not have taken the job in Spar at 16,
At 16, that's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then even before, like, it's one of these things. Like, as I say, you start working back, and you're like, holy crap! Like, had I not have done this,
Yeah.
I definitely, unless I don't know, some absolute miracle, I probably would never have met Phil Bailey, and then in turn, if Phil Bailey had never met you in the shop, then odds are on.
Well, he was the first person I talked to in the shop.
And had you guys not had music in common, had you not have
Yeah.
made those choices which were made by your parents before you to
Yeah.
introduce you to this music and blah 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 blah.
It's
It
strange
turns
'cause
into
It's strange because whenever Phil asked me to do the best man at his wedding, I put that in the speech. I put that about
Right.
the first time I met Phil was the time I walked in through Spars.
yeah, and he was at the
Lovely
computer.
pearly gates, and he was at the
Yeah.
computer, like probably looking at porn or something. He was at the computer, and I was like, I came with a little backpack on, and I was like, hello, I'm here to start this job.
Cheshire
for
cat
yeah.
grin was the word, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's basically what it was. Yeah, he just sort of looked at me and was like, "There's another spawn. He's gonna come in here. He's gonna be a little pawn to this little chessboard." And I was like, "Oh dear."
Yeah.
Showed me the little code and all to the
The back door.
the back.
The store.
Yeah, to the warehouse, not the back. He's gonna kick me out. No, but yeah, he showed me the code and stuff, and I don't know how the
That
hell
was
I
just Touch ID for the back door.
Yeah, he showed me that, and then just sort of like left me to it.
Yeah.
It's like Mel's over there. Good luck. I was like, sweet. But now it's strange because I was only there for what, like 2 months, and then didn't really make an awful lot of decisions there. It was just if I hadn't have went on to that, because I could have chose anything. I could have
Oh,
chose.
were there loads of like?
Oh yeah, there was loads of choice. I could
Really?
have. Yeah. It was like Poundland and stuff. There was loads of retailers.
Suppose
Iceland, Poundland.
this one's probably the handiest then, wasn't it? Just up the road.
Because it was at the top of the road. Yeah. Because I could walk to it even if I didn't have like a lift or anything, or even if taxi was just paying the arse or just wanted to walk anywhere.
Yeah.
It was easy. It was accessible. It was convenient. But I could have chose like out of like 5-6 places maybe.
Jeez, that's mad. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always thought they were just like, right, you're going there, and you're going there,
No,
and you're
they-
going there.
No, they give you choices. Like
Freaking hell.
they give you choices, and you just sort of like. I mean, retail wasn't exactly my first choice.
No.
But it was in Carrick, and Carrick's like a
Yeah.
retail central.
There's so many
There's
shops.
so many shops in Carrick, so I was like, well, I'll just choose this one because it's like right up the street sort of thing, and
That's mad.
I can get there. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Holy crap.
Yeah. No, it's strange because it's like, I met Phil obviously,
Yeah.
and then through him it was like everyone else I sort of met, because I met Lauren as well, my girlfriend now.
Yes.
At Spar,
Yeah.
so met her.
Blossomed over the years.
Yeah. It took a while, like
Slow burner.
It was a slow burner, but the flame is lit. I will tell you now. But yeah, if it didn't really meet him, and it's funny because he was the first person I talked to. Like
Yeah.
it's weird that like
That
first
bloody
first
shop, like.
impressions. Do you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
everyone does say, I know we don't like talking about Spar because Spar is a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
But
That bloody shop.
That shop, yeah,
Bloody shop.
that shop.
Literally, so many good friends from there. We've got a girlfriend each from there.
Well, they don't sell them.
They do, well, apparently they do.
Yeah,
No,
well, there's a good few of us. That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's pure mad.
It's a strange place because I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone else, but I certainly didn't enjoy the place.
I think what made in there bearable was the people.
The staff.
It was never the work.
Yeah.
You know, there were some days in there where you just knew you were going in to a really good bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, I didn't.
Well, no,
I just sort of went in and I was like, oh.
After
Especially some guy just smiling at me at the start. I was like, this place is really strange.
Like, as I worked there for like 6 years, so like, I knew everybody that was there for a long period of time quite well.
Yeah, and then you met me.
Yeah.
For that one
for
day.
the day.
And then we've managed to bring this.
Yeah, we made a thing.
We made a thing.
We made a thing.
It's just a weird thing to say, but yeah, we made a thing.
No, we made our thing.
Yeah.
This is cool. But anyway,
this is cool, isn't it? Good.
But yeah, as I was saying, like, that all literally stems from basically the most random. Like, I'm pretty sure at that point I applied for like Tesco and Spar and, like, as you say, all those silly millions of shops in Carrick.
Yeah.
And they were the first ones to get back to me.
Yeah.
So I took that interview.
Yeah.
And it was a non-uniform day in school. My interview was at 4:00. So
you had to go home from school and then
I didn't get to go home. I didn't have a lift because my mum and dad were working.
Oh, you're joking.
So I had to walk up to the Spar and do the interview in like my clothes, like my just jeans and stuff.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So the interview must have been bloody good.
Yeah, if you got the job for it. Yeah.
But
no, it's strange. Like, obviously we're saying about backtracking and stuff, you know, through the years, and I don't know. I mean, through school and stuff, would you say, like, you know, your decisions in school
my decisions in school were completely wrong.
They were wrong?
Completely wrong.
What do you mean?
I did really well in school, but
what do you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, your
no, friend groups. I made really good choices in terms of friends, and I was surrounded by really good people.
So it's your subjects then, you mean?
Yes, but I don't feel like that was entirely my choice.
Oh well, sure. No, sure.
I genuinely think that the school system is screwed. They're just more interested in what did you do? What did you do really well in?
Yeah.
Okay, then do that at A level.
Yeah.
But think about where that's going to take you to university.
But sure,
I wish I never went to university.
They gave you don't?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
I didn't enjoy it at all.
You didn't enjoy uni?
No.
That's crazy.
It wasn't for me.
I never.
But I think I was doing the wrong degree.
Oh.
I was doing the wrong degree because I almost felt pressured in school by like teachers and stuff to get these good grades and do the things I was allegedly, air quotes, good at.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I know that if I could give advice to anyone, especially, I'd say I could go back and say to 15-year-old me, or whatever age I was picking my GCSEs, I think I would go back now and say, if I could literally sit myself down and say, right, what are you gonna pick? Right.
There was that flawed system though. Do you remember you had to like pick? There was things you could
the
pick
boxes, and you couldn't pick.
You couldn't pick certain subjects that you were good in.
Exactly.
And then the ones that were like down the other one, you're like, oh no, you can't pick that because you've already picked that one, so you can't do them both.
Yeah, exactly.
So
whereas,
stupid.
like, I'm pretty sure I was stuck in that conundrum. Whereas
I was 100%.
Like, and I'm pretty sure I ended up having to drop. It was either physics or technology. I can't remember. But I ended up having to drop them both. They were my highest score in third-year exams.
Strange that you had to do that though.
So, whatever way it worked, couldn't do them. They were both my highest score in third year, but because I had to do a language and a science, couldn't do them.
It's strange though, because you could do like double award things.
We never had anything like that.
No,
our school was different.
So
we had straight up biology, chemistry, physics, 3 different sciences.
But you could do all 3 of them though, couldn't you?
Yep. But that would be 3 classes. That would be 3 choices out of 5 or whatever you got.
So why could they do that, and then why could they not have like say IT and I don't know, like technology in the same thing? Like,
I don't know. See,
because I wanted to do technology and IT, but I couldn't do them both.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just wish that if I could go back, I would say what you're interested in and what I promise you you'll be interested in at 25 years old is.
But do you know that though?
Well, now, yeah.
yeah, now,
That's
but
what
that's
I'm
because
saying.
you made those choices.
I'm telling myself
Yeah,
this,
but you
though.
made those choices back in the day that have actually come. You know, this could
But
be.
I was still interested then. But I just didn't.
Doesn't
do it.
matter. You
So
don't know
I
the
I
butterfly
know,
effect, son.
but like I know that I would say keep physics because you're interested in physics.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
But then you might have never got the job at Spar.
I would have.
Why?
I was already working there. At like 16.
At 16, but you're picking GCSEs at 15.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, yeah. But
No.
but what
But
I'm
there is
saying.
no but. Like, that's what could happen. You could potentially not even have that job in Sparring, which means you could have a completely different life.
Well, my GCSE choices didn't decide whether I was getting a job. I needed one anyway,
Yeah.
so I applied for one. Well,
Yeah.
I say I needed one. I was told to apply for one. But
okay.
but you know, get out of the house.
Yeah.
But
Buy a scooter.
but yeah, I think if I could pick those differently, because as you know, I love building things.
Yeah.
Like, be it Lego or you know that little Metal Earth R2D2
R2,
thing I made.
Yeah.
You know, I sat for over 5 hours making that one day. Did not even see the time going. As frustrated as I did get at times,
Yeah.
because some of the parts were.
Well, as you would. It's the
They
same
were
thing as building
frickin' tiny.
towns. Yeah.
But like
It's a pain in the arse.
that there, like I've always thought, had I have had the chance, as I said, sit down myself then, I'd be saying, look, what do you enjoy doing? Do you ever listen to Alan Watts?
No.
No. He's got this really, really, it's like a short sort of clip from one of his speeches. He was like a motivation. He was like a philosopher, and he had all these. He's got brilliant, really, really good like essay sort of speeches online that he gave.
Yeah.
Talks. And one of them, it's going to be quite paraphrased, but I've listened to it quite a few times in the last sort of week. And he basically, it's called "What If Money Was No Object." The story is basically, he's a college professor, and you know people would come to him for their vocational study, sort of like, what am I doing after this,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And he would sit them down and he would say, what do you love, what do you like doing? Oh, well, I love painting, or I love horse riding, or I love lamp, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, he would say, okay, so what can you do with that? Oh, well, you know, you could be an artist, you could be a poet, you could be a horse instructor, riding person thing. Equestrian, yeah. Okay, well, but then they would always say, but you know, you can't make any money from that.
Well, you can.
And he would say, well, that's not true, because you practice something enough, and if you love something enough and you stick at it enough, well, then you become a master of it, and then the money will come.
Yeah.
So his thing is basically the whole speech basically comes down to, why do we send our kids to school? To basically learn things, to get a job, to make money, to buy things that's never going to completely satisfy us, because we're never fully happy in the job in the first place.
Yeah.
So we send our kids to school to do exactly the same thing, so it's all retch and no vomit.
Yeah.
So you're always trying to get there, but you're never going to get there.
It's the circle of life, isn't it? That's what happens. I mean,
basically, as I say, I've listened to that a few times. So basically, he says, you know, if money was no object, that's the question he would ask. If money was no object, what would you do? And some of them would say, you know, okay, I would be a shop owner or whatever, and he would say, well, then do that.
Well,
So
it makes sense, you know, but there's like obviously like the subjects in the school you couldn't really do.
you're exactly
like
right.
we did say that because the system is you couldn't pick one subject without picking, you know, you have to have a subject in there you didn't want to do, which is unfortunate because I think geography was my one I didn't want to do.
Yeah. Did you have to do it?
Oh yeah.
Like you had no choice?
Yeah. Well, the choices were like what was it? It was like, I don't know, like I did history and I did IT, and I did Spanish and did geography.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do IT, technology, and music.
That would have suited you to the ground.
Yeah, but I wasn't allowed to do. I actually got into music,
Yeah.
and then I was chucked out of it because I didn't have any grades.
Oh, come on.
Like, you know, we had to go through the guitar course, then there was the drum one. You'd have like grade 1 to 8 or something. Not to do this, but you had to do, I think it was at least grade 4. But I hadn't. I did guitar lessons for the first and second year, and the guy left in third year.
Yeah.
So I just never really went back to it. But he wasn't teaching me anything anyway.
Yeah.
Like he told you to go home and learn them and learn the chords, learn the songs. I mean, he showed you them, and you did that stupid thing where you pluck a chord and you do the whole chord thing.
Yeah.
You pluck a string, sorry, and then you do the whole chord thing.
The progression thing.
Yeah. And then you do that, and then you go home and you practice it, and then you come back the next week and he teaches you something else. That's basically that's what you're paying for, right? So you're paying. I think it was 20 quid a lesson, right?
What?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much
You were
what it
being
was.
fucking robbed.
No, well, I'm not anymore. Like, but you know, at the time he ended up leaving, in third year.
With all your money? That's a joke.
Yeah, well, he was there for the first 2 years, and he left, and then I was like, well, that's 2 years of my sort of grade. Like, I never got any grades through it, so I didn't. You know, I was like, well, this is. I didn't last very long in between the certain. It was just teaching crap, really. It's things you could have learned in your own time at the house.
Do they matter though? Really? Like,
Well, not
grades.
really.
Like, if you ask really successful musicians, do you have grades?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what way it works in other countries.
Yeah.
Because I would assume, because people do go to like Berkeley over in California, I think it is.
It's in America anyway.
Yeah. And I have no idea what way they have to go through. Like, was it middle school over there or something, or whatever, high school and stuff? I have no idea.
I'm not really sure.
What if they have to do grades or something like that there? But in music, I went into the class. It was like the first day or something, and she was like, "Have you got any grades in anything, in any instruments?" And I was like, "Nope." She's like, "Well, you can't do this then." And I was like, "Well, that's fun."
Legitimately, they were just like,
no,
sorry,
like,
you can't do music.
legitimately, they just went.
Why does that matter?
That's what I said to them, because I
probably it's more theory.
Yeah.
In music, so why would you need a grade to be able to?
That's exactly what I was.
But they're not supposed to teach it.
Well, that's the thing. Like
you can't go and self-taught the GCSE class.
No, I know that's the thing. But I've like any time I was in a music class, I always got really good grades. Like prior to choosing them through for GCSE, it was always like I was commended for my little jazzy tune I wrote with a friend of mine, and like it wasn't. You just taught it yourself. You just like that's how I had to do it.
This is like 8 years ago, and this has pissed me off.
Yeah, this is what happened to me. Like it's just I couldn't go anywhere because of this thing, and I don't think grades was going to stop me anyway. They're not going to stop me, but I do think they would probably have helped me in some aspect if I wanted to go into, I don't know, like teaching, because you have to be graded for teaching, and I wouldn't mind teaching drums, but the only way you could do that for me now would be to do it just freelance and just see if anybody would take me, or just do it myself and charge. But I wouldn't know what to do with. Maybe look it up, but people would probably rather go to a grade 8 teacher than go to a guy that just like self-taught himself, you know. So that really annoyed me in school, and then technology would have been great because Dad was, you know, he's just builds everything, so it would have been great to help him as well. But I just couldn't choose these things because my life's basically aligned in this page for me there and there.
Yeah, you've got to pick from like this spreadsheet of because like we had 5 compulsory subjects. So it was English, language, maths, RE. Yeah, that's just a bloody fucking disgrace. RE, 1 language. Did I say language?
You said language.
Sorry, science and.
That's 5. That's 5.
Is that 5?
Yeah.
And
English,
then,
maths, science, RE, and language.
Yes, thanks. Yeah. So I picked Spanish as my language.
You get to pick them?
Yeah.
I didn't.
See, I did Spanish and French up to 3rd year.
I only did Spanish.
There you go. That's weird.
I
then
think
half of my year, everyone did Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And half my year did French. The other half did German.
Yeah.
But I was on the French side, unfortunately. I don't really like that language, to be honest.
It's crazy though.
I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah.
So but Spanish I was good at. But so I picked that. And then I say I had to do 1 science. And whatever way it worked out, I had to pick biology.
Yeah.
And then I picked PE because I enjoyed it.
Jeepers.
I picked
GCSE like
business studies because it was something I always wanted to do. Business studies.
Yeah.
Love business studies. Like honestly, if I could go back and pick a degree again.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, if I still had the same GCSEs, at A levels, I wouldn't do accountancy again. I would do like something like more general, like business studies, and actually enjoy the degree.
See, that's the thing, because if you, like we were saying about obviously tracking or backtracking and stuff, like if you were to go and do that, it'd be strange in where your life would be now, because you'd probably be in a job to do with that.
Yeah, probably.
Which is strange, because you never know what way you're gonna have like what friends you're gonna have, what what
You know,
you're
I
gonna have.
never picked accountancy. I rejected all my accountancy offers before I got my A level results. I got offers from all the unis I applied to. Like,
Yeah.
if you get these grades, yeah, you can come here. I'd applied to Queen's and Jordanstown for accountancy. I applied for Queen's for business management, business studies at Jordanstown, and something else. Finance at Queen's was the other one. And at the time, because I in school I held myself to quite high standards. Like, I bought into the whole grades thing and thought it was like the be all end all and all that rubbish. And
Well, as most kids would whenever you're
yeah, well,
sort of
that's what
that
you're
age.
taught, that is, like, so important. And I was getting like a B in accountancy, and I was like, nope, can't do a degree on that.
Yeah.
Definitely can't do a degree on that. I resat my AS accountancy 3 times to get an A in it.
That's,
Just literally 3 times.
That's
As in, I did it the
ridiculous.
first. Sorry, I resat it twice, so I did it in total 3 times.
Yeah.
I got an AMA too, but it was to make the overall grade as close to like a high A as I could, because I was like, I can't do the degree if I'm not getting.
yeah.
So anyway, I got these all the offers in, and I kept business management, business studies, and finance, and rejected finance and the 2 accountancy ones, thinking,
You
well,
get a job somewhere else.
well, I just remember thinking, like, I'm not getting the grades for this.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the grades to do accountancy.
It's really strange now because like you hate it. Like,
Yeah.
and you just went. You've wasted what?
3 years.
3 years
Probably
of-
20 grand.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's not cheap going to university.
No, it is not.
But,
It's strange though that it takes a lot for you to change it.
But I did try it as well. That's the other thing. Like, I did the degree,
Yeah.
got the degree, and then actually tried to work in accountancy.
Just didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the work. I mean, as I say, like,
Just boring.
yeah, it didn't
Didn't click with you.
like, I don't really know what the word is. It didn't stimulate me at all. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't make me excited, or it didn't, and it was like, as I say, I was working with people that I genuinely got on with
Yeah.
for the most part, in there, and
Well, that's part of the battle, I suppose.
yeah,
really,
like,
isn't it?
obviously, I've still talked to Calvin, and actually seeing him.
Well, you were saying a couple of
so,
days. Yeah, that's true.
So like a lot
Strange
of
that
good
I
came
know
out.
him as well
Yeah,
prior to even working
Yeah.
with the guy.
and then obviously Matt worked in the garage, and they're
Yeah.
best friends, and I
Yeah.
knew Matt, and anyway, but yeah, so like, as I say, like, I tried accountancy, didn't like it.
Yeah.
Give it a go, and it was funny though, because I remember as I was doing my whole degree, and they always say trust your gut.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I was like, no, this is what I should be doing. But the whole time I was like, no, this isn't it. This is not your thing.
Yeah.
And you obviously know me quite well now.
Yeah.
And you probably well know, like, that is not at all like what I should have been doing.
No, it's
Like, it doesn't suit me, I don't think.
it's not even that. It's just the fact you're saying that trust your gut now. Maybe like back in the day, you just sort of, if you would have went on that, then you'd have been on a completely different journey. And it's
Yeah,
a shame.
probably.
It's a shame you've wasted that time. But I mean, you can get it back. You can just go.
Well, I don't know that, but it's
You-
more, I think.
But you like new things now, anyway.
Well, yeah,
As do I. But I still wish that I had those
you could have done
grades
those.
sort of thing. Because I can
Yeah.
guarantee my life would be very, very different from what it is now.
Yeah.
If I had got music
If
degree.
you could have
or-
well ended up with like 3 A's with
Well,
those
I-
3 courses,
I could have done so much with it. That's the thing. And I could have even went to university and went and done something with music as well.
yeah,
Could have taught it.
yeah.
And it's just a shame that the system manages to just screw you over for what the sake
Yeah,
of
well,
the rest of your life.
it's like that Einstein quote, isn't it? Like, judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, and it'll think it's an idiot for as long as it's alive, basically.
It's just strange that things go back that far. You know,
Yeah, no, it's pure mad. Like,
it is. It is.
as I
Just,
say, like, after last week, whenever we were discussing it over the last few weeks, actually, doing those other episodes, whenever you sort of answer those questions, and even those
it's not
answers
that.
sort of go back.
it's not
you
that.
know.
The thing is just because we didn't know the questions, so
Well, yeah.
once they were just answered, like it just brought everything back into your mind.
Yeah, you're like, jeez.
Yeah, it's like what all this crap I've been through just to do all this sort of stuff. Like it's just, it's nuts. But sure, I did talk about music and you asked me
Yeah.
about passions and stuff, and it was
Yeah.
drumming. But through school it was guitar,
Yeah.
and then it was only whenever I got into the music thing. Well, I got into it, and I got chucked out the same week.
That's a joke.
I know, I couldn't believe myself either. But I just wish, had I have chosen drums in first year rather than guitar, I probably would have stuck with it, because the drum teacher was there throughout the whole of my time in 5 years there. So the guitar guy, he left, so it's like, it's crap that you could have chose that from the very, very start.
Yeah.
And now I could be anywhere, like literally anywhere. But then that also means that I could have like probably given up this.
Yeah.
This wouldn't have happened. Probably wouldn't have met you or anybody else in Spar. Probably wouldn't have worked at Spar at all.
Point, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's the main thing. And if you were to go back and do, well, not go back, but if you had from the start done business, you probably would have at least even owned a business or been a manager of a company or manager of a store or a manager of anything.
I probably. Oh, this is an interesting one. You've taken me somewhere here.
But that's the truth of it, though. That's where it could take you. That's the thing.
Basically, I was only still working in the Spar when I came back from America.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to start an accountancy job yet.
So there you go then.
That's why.
But still, you still would have been working in Spar though, regardless.
But I probably would have quit my job in the Spar before you even started. Went to America and came back to another job.
But
if I'd done another degree.
That's crazy. It's just really it's weird to think that, because, well, I don't know, because you probably would have met a couple of people whilst
I still
you were
would have
there.
known Phil and stuff. So there, I suppose, in fact, there's a point, because if obviously, you know, Phil, and regardless, as I left the Spar about 2-3 years ago now. And you know, Phil obviously doesn't work in the Spar anymore, neither do any of the other guys. We all still hang around, so there's obviously the possibility that even then we probably still would have bumped into each other.
You guys would have, but I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have ever been anywhere near that place at the time.
Oh, if you'd have got your
if I'd have done what
if these were both, say this was a linear
different path completely.
No, it's
like the thing is, like, I probably would not have any of the friends I've had and have now, because I wouldn't have went to tech and done IT.
You would never met Lauren.
Would never met Lauren.
Jeez.
And I just wouldn't have had any of that. Like,
yeah,
my life would be completely reshaped.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, completely reshaped.
Definitely.
Which is really weird for me, because I don't want to be selfish and say I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like.
They always do say grass is greener, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But it all depends on your look on it as well, because it might be greener in the job aspect or you know, your life aspect, but you could have no friends.
But you could be miserable.
You could be absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? But I couldn't see myself being very, very sad playing music. But you know, you might fall out of love with it and
that's
be in a completely different. You could be in a rut.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. It just, it's weird to think about all that. So like, I mean, going back to school, like in like secondary school, like that's just stupid. So long ago.
It just to be honest, like the more I think about school, and I'm not like saying anything bad, because I thoroughly enjoyed.
I enjoyed my time at school. It was brilliant.
I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely brilliant.
Great teachers. Had a great year group.
Yep.
You know, particularly, you know, my sort of closer knit group of friends.
Yeah.
All very supportive, all really nice guys and girls. And basically, what really annoys me about that, though, as I mentioned, is the fact that they made it like uni was the only choice. Do you know what I mean?
What school did?
Yeah, like they made you apply for UCAS
forms. Yeah.
Whereas, had they have said to me, you know, oh, you want to be an accountant? Oh, you don't need to go to uni for that.
Yeah.
We can get you a job right now, and you can earn £12,000 to £14,000 at
work your way
18 years old.
Yeah.
Just get your A levels, and then, you know, away you go. And actually, funny, my old employer, my old accountancy firm, they actually now link up with my old school and give them that option.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they now hire them straight out of school and say, look, we'll pay you this money, you know, put you through your exams, and you'll be a qualified accountant in X amount of years, depending on how hard you work, and your salary will go up alongside that. Now, obviously, it's not a big amount of money.
Obviously not, but it's a job regardless.
You're not in 20 grand worth of debt in university for what you can do.
A couple of years before.
Yeah, 3 years before, if you want. And to be honest, see if you work really hard in those 3 years, you could be at exactly the same point, if not further on.
By the time you graduate.
By the time you graduate university.
That's crazy, like.
And
that's just terrible, but it also brings up the point where, you know, back in the day, well, not back in the day because we're not that old, but you know, it's weird that it's not weird. It's life. Things go on, but they have way more opportunities now than like they've got so many more subjects as well, which is weird.
Photography, I think, has become a bit more like of a recognised A level, and like I remember.
Well, why shouldn't it be?
But that's it's an art, and art's great.
But photos have been taken for years, and it's only since like for some reason people thought back in the why back in the day? So annoying.
It was 8 years ago.
Shut up.
Every episode.
Sick of hearing this time period. This is terrible. This makes me sound like I'm 40 years old. Ages ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
In a galaxy far
far away. Like people were still drawn. So art was an actual subject.
Yep.
People can take photographs, but no, it's not a thing. You're not allowed that.
Nope.
So what's changed as a society? But do you know what we should have done years ago, lads? We should have put this in as a subject, and then we could have got loads more money.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, it's just
people don't think.
No.
School board's terrible. I enjoyed school, but see the whole academic sort of thing about it, it's completely fried. I mean,
very much how many people can we get through to go to university, because that makes our school look better. Whereas instead of looking at students as a percentage of, we had 96% of our students go to university. Why not we had 100% of our students go and do what the hell they wanted, as opposed to what we think they should have done.
But that's the counter argument there is like, well, if you let people do whatever they want, then they're not going to get anywhere.
But what I mean, but in terms of, and I don't mean like, Clarky went down there and he's playing with crayons at the bottom of the hall. What I mean is,
to be fair, that probably would be you. Just drawing little Lego men.
What I mean is that like
Skywalker.
What I mean is like well, actually,
I know what you mean.
Now, instead of going to university to do his accountancy degree, he is now actually going to work for a firm. He's going to learn practical experience on the job, and he's going to get his exams. He's going to get paid through his exams. And he's got a really good opportunity. You know, Phil is now, he's went through his A levels. We've given him his music, and he's done all the rest. He's got his A levels, and now he's going to university to do his music degree, which is what he wants to do. He's going to push on from that and end up in Left Debbard, a band he's made up.
Oh dear, Left Debbard. They were around before even I was,
No, but do you know what I mean? Not Def Leppard. You
obviously
were in a different band. Obviously, with a one-legged drummer.
Yes,
but one. Like,
you could play drums with one-legged first. It's okay.
But you know what I mean? Like, if they focus more on that, then I don't think
the creative point. You mean then?
Well, no. Like sitting someone down, as I say, as a vocation, and saying, right, what do you want to do?
See, but I don't
think I was asked that in school.
No, you probably would have.
Don't remember being asked.
Did you ever have a careers class?
Yeah, but they didn't ask me what I wanted to do.
That's the whole point of the careers class.
Yeah, well, maybe mine was
you never got asked that question.
I had Learning for Life and Work. And there was like employability and stuff, but it was more like, this is how you do a CV. This is how you get.
See, this is the thing. Careers. I don't know why this episode turned into the whole school, but it's
just because this is where a lot of your choices are made.
It's in our school we had careers, and then I think the 4th and 5th year it changed to Learning for Life and Work for me.
Right.
But I don't think, I can't remember what way it happened, but careers was all to do with what you want to do, how you're going to do it, and your career goals and stuff like that. Was
definitely don't remember that.
Well, that's the thing. In my careers class, I wrote down exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then once I got to picking the subjects,
we don't want to give you that.
Yeah, it was like they've literally given me this card. There you go, mate. There's your life card there. Oh, thanks very much. But 2 years ago, you had to do all that stuff, so we have to take it back off you again.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's my life in a nutshell. Like that's just how crap things happened in school.
Yeah.
I could have easily have done something, but I haven't.
Yeah.
That's on me, but that's life. At the end of the day, I personally think, like I said earlier on about the whole teaching aspect of things, like I could have taught music.
Yeah.
Well, when I say music, I could have taught drumming. to anybody. Like it's
Percussion.
not. Yeah, well, yeah. Percussion is a bit of a different thing because you got to do the whole tambourine thing and all, you know. But you could do that, but people are going to favour someone over having grades and stuff, and it's just a matter of me going down and then getting those grades. That's the thing.
Yeah, you need the certificate basically.
You need them.
Yeah.
Which is it's lazy on my part because it's just maybe like 4 years ago I probably would have done it, but now it's probably not even a thought. Like,
oh, I suppose again now it's like
I'm still young. Like,
yeah, well, no, yeah, you are.
No.
But
yeah,
it's even like learning to drive. Like, it doesn't matter when you do it. It's
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
As long as if you want to do it, the options.
It's always going to be there. That's the thing. But I don't know. I think life's just sort of got all that now. I think, like, I mean, it doesn't really matter where you go. Like, there's a thing in Belfast or something. You can go and jam with like so many people, and you can learn so much, and that's great. But there's like I remember whenever I was learning drums. Well, sorry, not learning drums. But whenever I was teaching myself drums, there was loads of people. Like, there was an advert in a chippy. It was drum lessons for like 20 quid, or I don't even know how much it was, but just someone just teaching drums. Like, it doesn't say anything about their grade or anything on the flyer or anything.
Yeah,
it just
I
would
would
assume
have the ability. So
so it would have been good to even do something like that. But that's like the minor thing. Major would be teaching it. You know.
Yeah,
that would have been great to do. I would have happily went to university and tried to do a music degree. I don't know what it entails.
Yeah,
but I try my bloody ass off.
What did you say? But it's like I said earlier, it's again if any, I don't know if anybody that you know listens to this isn't in uni yet, but if you're not in uni yet, my best piece of advice is do something that you're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Don't do something because you think, oh, I'm gonna get this really good job after it.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, well, obviously, but like
everyone has free will.
If you have a dream to become a lawyer or you have a dream to become an accountant, then go ahead. But just remember that there's always different ways to get there. That's one thing I would say for sure.
It just might be a bit harder, but you'll get there eventually, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. It's all down, as we've obviously been talking about. It's all down to what you want to choose to do, and remember that. You know, you don't just have to go to uni, or you don't just have to go and get a job right
well,
after.
Especially in this day and age as well. I mean, maybe years ago, those were sort of the options. You either had to like finish school, then look for a job, or you finished school, then you went to do A levels, then you went to university. Like, that's.
Then you got your job, then you retired, then you died.
Yeah, that's life. But now you've got, like, I mean, the internet is insane. Like, it's a platform in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've said before on some episodes about YouTubers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, there's a guy, Tom Cassell, he's Syndicate on YouTube, and he was at, I can't remember, I don't know his whole story, but he was at uni, and he sat down with, I think it was a teacher, it was somebody he knew he had quite a lot of faith in, and he talked to quite a bit, and the fella just says, just quit this, leave it,
bloody hell,
just leave it.
That's the guy you want,
because you're doing so much better. Like, because he'd already done so well on his YouTube channel, doing really, really well. And he was like, just leave this degree, just don't bother finishing it. You're getting in income a lot more than you probably would doing this job, you know, and you're doing something you love and you're getting something out of it. And he's like, yeah, that's probably right, I'll just do that then. He's done it.
I'll just do that.
He's done it. He's got his own clothing company. Jeez. Well, it's not a clothing company, but he sells. Yeah, it's his own brand. He has enough money to do whatever he wants. Basically, he's invested most of his money, which he's getting an awful lot back anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And he's just loving life.
That's class.
Like, and that's just something he had a 5-minute conversation with, you know, this fella. He had a lot of confidence in, and just
trusting him.
That was it. He just says, you know what, you're
Good
doing.
Choice, sir. Good choice.
You're doing what you want to do, and just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. That's class. Like.
That's the people you need, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. The only person that I ever respected that much in school was Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
He was amazing.
Yeah, I've never actually, to be honest, I've never really heard a bad word said about that.
No, so. He just loved what he was doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound bad because it's.
That'll be the first time. I'm not gonna let.
No, it's like, because I remember in school and stuff, like, it's only my personal experience. In my opinion, I don't think he really liked teaching.
Yes,
I don't think
he loved the subject matter.
But he loved the subject of IT and what it surrounds, and after leaving school myself, like 5th year after that, and I think like a year and a half, maybe 2 years later, I think he left as well,
Yeah.
and then he started Big Wet Fish.
Yep.
So
A hosting company.
yeah, so it's insane to think, like, because he was the only guy that I really talked to, because he made an IT club afterwards in school, which only 3 of his pupils attended,
Really?
which was me, Glenn, and I think can't remember the last one. I think it was really only me and Glenn that really just
Yeah.
even bothered with it. But he was such a nice guy, and he was the only real person that ever said just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like that was his drill every
He
day.
did that himself.
He did it himself, and he's an inspiration to many people. Should have probably put him down as an inspiration the other day when he asked me that question.
Yeah.
But he's an inspiration to young people.
Yeah.
It's insane to think that you went into teaching in the first place.
It is funny actually. See now you say that. I sort of whenever you mentioned RE, I was like ugh, earlier on.
No, you mentioned Ori.
Did I? Sorry.
Yes.
Whenever I mentioned RE, I sort of booed it earlier on. But one of my favourite teachers in school was actually my RE teacher.
My RE teacher was pretty cool as well.
Who was it? What's his name?
Alistair Bennett.
Is that the guitar playing fella? Yeah. I think he actually played at our formal for something.
Yeah, he played our formal as
I
well.
wasn't at the formal. I was on holiday, but
No, he's a really nice guy.
But basically, he was called Mr. Jackson, Craig Jackson. I think was his
Michael.
accent. But but he was one of those really, really, really good teacher.
Yeah.
And me and him got on very well. He actually lent me like books, and he would lent me a couple of Darren Brown DVDs, things like that. And
Did he get you into Darren Brown then, or was it just you got yourself into him?
he had a book about basically some of his Darren Brown's sort of how he does some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, you'll find this really interesting.
Yeah.
Have a watch.
There's actually a Darren Brown special coming to Netflix next month.
Is there?
The end of this month, sorry.
I can't wait to see him. I'm going in May.
That's right, you are, yeah. That's
But
right.
basically he was really, really cool. And then he actually left whenever I was still at school to become a minister. So
Right.
same sort of thing. So he was sort of.
So maybe that's just like a little stepping stone for them then. Just
Well, he
teaching
said
through.
he openly said this to the class was that he felt like he'd never left school because he went from nursery to primary school to secondary school, university to teach. So he never left.
Because that's the environment.
Yeah,
he was in.
and I mean, obviously, Christians and religious people in general, if they do want to be a minister, or I don't know if they get like the feeling they're being called to be a minister or whatever the saying is, I don't really know how it goes, but
yeah,
basically, he obviously felt that was his choice he needed to make, and he didn't want to be a teacher anymore, or maybe he did, but in a different manner.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
But I know he left to become a minister, and it's as we're saying, if you really don't like what you're doing, then make the choice and go somewhere else.
there's nothing stopping you at the end of the day. It's what I said about Kincaid as well. I know I'm addressing him by his second name, but everyone used to call him Skin for some reason, just because that's his name.
I was going to explain that just in case.
No, everyone knows. To be fair, anyone that's actually listened to this probably would know him anyway.
Yeah,
he's quite a nice guy, and people, they didn't have a bad word to say about him, like so.
Yeah.
But it goes to show that I'm not too sure if he ever wanted to do that, like do the web hosting and stuff. If he has, then fair play, he's went and done it.
He must be doing all right.
I'm sure he
He
is.
hosts us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He hosts us. Yeah, that's true. Little plug in there. There you go. But it's teaching for because he was in grammar as well, wasn't he?
Yes, he
was in
left
grammar
to go to
for-
the college to
yeah.
become head of IT, I think.
Don't know.
Possibly wrong on that.
Possibly. I
But
don't
I
think
thought he'd left for a better job. But
maybe.
anyway.
Well,
He would definitely
it was a better job. He was in the college, man. Of course, it was a better job. But
Easier job.
you could just tell the vibe off the man. He was just like, I like this whole subject, but teaching people just isn't for me. He just didn't. You could just tell off the guy. He was just like, I just don't really fancy it at all. But I'm glad he did what he did, and he's doing well. Like it's just, I just wish, everyone could sort of do that.
Yeah.
You need that sort of push in life, and I know making small decisions can,
They
make
can,
your life.
It can be really impactful, as you say. Like,
But it's in a positive and negative view sometimes. That's the thing.
well, yeah, obviously I can, but because as you say, you said earlier, whenever I mentioned, I didn't like uni, that
Oh, my friend Gareth loved uni.
yeah, but like it was, a lot of people were like, "Oh,
Well, say my friend, he's our friend.
yeah."
I don't know.
I also sort of like him. People would say like, "Oh, you wasted 3 years at uni." Not really. I had a good time.
Well,
outside of uni.
yeah. If you had a good time, then I've never really heard anybody that maybe like an introvert maybe would be more inclined to be like, well, I hated uni, or maybe they didn't because they just love books.
Yeah,
they just want to stay inside and revise all the time.
Do really well.
Not that that's a definition of an introvert. I'm just saying that but people, I've never really heard anybody complain about uni. Like,
oh, give me a whole episode.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all.
No.
But again, my bad.
Yeah, well, that's because of the choices you made. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think, like you said about university being your only real choice after school. I think nowadays
that's how it felt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't presented to me that I could have done these other things.
Well, like tech and stuff. Did you know about it? Obviously.
Oh yeah, I did. But I mean, I just sort of felt as though tech wasn't gonna bring me towards anything that I was sort of interested in at that point either. But regardless, I can change none of that anyway now, and even it's maybe not a bad thing that that's all happened, because it has got us round to, as you say, like sitting down once a week and getting to know each other
that bit
probably better week on week, and getting to talk about things that matter and we obviously care about, because obviously we've basically just went through.
Yeah. Well, we're on 10 episodes, like.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be on 50 by like
Christmas.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think it's good, but like I said earlier on, I don't want to be selfish and say I want to have a wee joke at the the life I could have had.
Yeah.
But then again, I might be in the same place.
Well, that's it.
Might have tried it. Do you know what? That's not for me.
That is it.
I've done the same thing here, but I think obviously with this, you're not obviously doing what your degree intended you to do. So, and I'm not doing anything that is significantly amazing either. But I think bringing this thing together, I hope personally that it's gonna generate some sort of, I don't know, like some sort of ball rolling or something somewhere, and we can sort of jump on that, and everyone else can jump on it with us, and we can
see where we end up.
Well, I'd like to think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of what a lot of the inspiration I took was obviously from the Nerdist podcast. Right?
Oh yes.
Which has now changed. Remember I told you this?
That's right.
It's now changed to what's called the ID10T.
ID10T, yeah.
So it's, it's idiot if you read it.
Yeah.
In caps. But basically, as I said, I would tell you the story about where that came from, and it sort of links in nicely with the whole choices thing.
Yeah.
It's basically Chris Hardwick did a whole episode on why he was changing the name, because he's really concerned that everyone's going to be like, why are you changing it? Blah blah blah. But
which is where we could end up.
Yeah, well, you never know.
But hopefully we're going to change the name or anything.
Yeah, hopefully not, because but basically he sort of felt like he needed to, because, pardon me, because he was.
She burped over the mic there.
Because he after 8 years of doing the podcast, obviously he created Nerdist, the actual, not just the podcast but the company
itself,
and as that's grown, as he's moved on to other projects and whatever, he is technically an employee of that company now, as the CEO, and basically at the start of this year his contract, he explains, was running down, and he was sort of thinking, okay, I might not actually be a part of Nerdist anymore. Yeah. Now, he does own the Nerdist podcast in its entirety, including the name, all the little gimmicks, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But he sort of felt that now that he isn't as much a part of Nerdist, that it's time to change it to this ID10T, which he then explains the name, which is, it's a user error. Yeah. So basically, it's like if you make a mistake and with whatever this comes up in, the ID10T comes up, idiot. Yeah. You make a mistake. Yeah. So he's basically almost, this name sort of, the whole premise of it completely resonates with him, that he's made choices through his whole life. Yeah. be they good or bad, for better for worse, getting married and all that stuff.
Life.
You know, like basically, you know, he's made all these choices. Some, as I said, some have brought up what he would consider like a user or like idiot.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
But what he wants now from the new podcast is essentially he's made the choice that he's breaking it off. This idiot ID10T, idiot company is now his. He made it up, built it from the ground up. He has like festivals and stuff. You know, it's gonna bring out his own merchandise, everything. You know, to do with like pop culture, all that sort of stuff.
Well, he has all that thanks to Nerdist, that what he made himself. So it's
completely self-made. But like,
did he do business studies? Did he?
Well, he actually did philosophy at college.
College.
College, but
nice.
he was a philosophy major.
Very good.
Which I think really helps with a lot of the way he sort of thinks and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Which again, you know, going back to the actual name of ID10T, you know, he's saying that it's at that point in his life where he can blame no one else but himself
for his failures.
If he makes a choice and it doesn't go right. Yeah. ID10T.
Well, that's the best way to be.
Like,
is the podcast changing? Like in
nothing's changing at all.
Just the name.
Yeah, like there's a new episode out today or yesterday.
Is it all changed now? Is it? It's all changed.
Yeah, there's new symbol and all.
Crazy.
But I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh,
but that'll probably.
I don't like the ID10T podcast anymore. It's
that'll be tomorrow. But yeah. So I thought like that sort of linked in quite nicely. That after 8 years, he felt as though this is now time for both
different journey.
Everything's the same, but.
It's very different now because he's gonna have to do like the whole festivals thing, and they're
did one last year.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Did it go
really
down well?
Apparently, like all the guys that he's had on, and these are like friends that like completely ripped the bag out of him.
Yeah,
literally were like
friends then.
In all
friends
honesty, were like exactly. In all honesty, they've said it was like one of the most smoothly run festivals they've ever been at.
That's good to know.
He's booking bands and stuff, and he's got comedians. Obviously, he hosts a podcast. He hosts what's called a Hostful podcast, which is him and his two friends that he originally started it with, because they can't always be there, so it's usually just him. But he hosts one of those at his festival every year as well, like live in front of people.
That's amazing.
And apparently, he has obviously like all the vendors of merchandise and food and games and stuff.
That's something like that's aspirations right there. That's
just so cool. It's so cool.
That's goals, bruv.
Yeah, that literally is. It's so cool. But like, as you say, that all stemmed from him falling what he loved, making Nerdist, which was originally like a news distribution company, but it was never first to it. So it would always like be like, on Vanity Fair we've seen XYZ. Here's what we think. Yeah, that sort of thing. It started out like that, and then it was bought over by Legendary.
Oh, the company, the film,
and then somebody else has bought over them now, but Nerdist is within that umbrella.
So is Nerdist still his then?
Well,
brand name.
He owns Nerdist
podcast, because obviously it's been bought over.
The actual company, he sold the company.
That's awful.
He sold the company.
Oh, that's terrible.
But he's still in like charge of the company. Like he could walk in and be like, "Get off that chair."
Yeah,
I'm in charge, and they would have to stand up. Obviously, that's not like an abuse of power, but he could do that.
No, yeah, he could do
but
that.
Like,
if he wanted to do that.
But like he says, it's one of those things that you can stand back from and go, "That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's class. It's so self-sustaining. I don't need to be there, and I can focus on the next." He signed a 3-film deal with Blumhouse.
Yeah, Blumhouse.
To do Blum.
BLUM.
Yeah, I guess Blumhouse.
Is it Blumhouse? Is it?
Yeah. Oh. To direct 3 films. He's got.
They're usually horror films as well.
Yep,
Blumhouse.
that's what he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
And he's also got a screenplay under review. He wrote with David X. Cohen.
That's fantastic.
So
like
there's just so much going on. It's so cool. And
it's good for him though, to be fair, because he, like you said, he's worked for it from the ground up. Like he's done everything himself, and like you say,
as well.
So well, he's done. That's a big mistake in his life, but he's obviously
choices all the way through. Building up from, kid that was born in I think it's like Texas or something to pretty.
So many things you can do in life though that can make it so gloomy or so amazing, but doing all that, I mean, obviously there's been loads of celebrities that have got these like, successful stories and stuff, and they're amazing, but to do so, he's not like a huge celebrity, and he's not though. He's not a huge celebrity. He's not.
Okay.
I mean, in the podcast area.
Not even that. He hosts the Talking Dead.
No, I know he hosts the
Talking
Talking Dead. I know.
There's loads of host shows at midnight. The Wall.
Yes, but he's not. He's not like in the limelight as much as the irregular Joe blogs.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's not like Robert Downey Jr.
No, but
obviously.
he's still got enough of a following there that people actually do appreciate what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he's stupid rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not about it. I'm not talking about money.
But you know what I mean?
I'm just saying he's got the support there from people that you can make a decision and be like we could, well, not us, but
okay, I know what you mean. Like he's changed the name, but he's still going to be people are still
going to follow him and still because that's a credit to him and who he is as a person.
Yeah,
that's
how he's handled all his business.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. I mean, you can't just own a business and be like, yeah, well, I'm CEO of this business. I'm gonna just tell everyone what to do.
Yeah.
You can't be that guy. If you're gonna be that guy, then no one's gonna like you.
You're not gonna be there for that long, are you?
No, you're not really. But the fact that he's done that himself, obviously, you're talking about his friends and stuff from the very start of the podcast and whatnot. But
they're like famous in their own right as well.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They do other things. So.
But it sort of brings the point. Like, is it easier to do things? Were they all famous at the time whenever they started the podcast? Well, not famous, but were they like known?
Well, he did like, what was he doing about years ago? I don't know. I mean, like I know he worked with like MTV and stuff, but that was like whenever he was still drinking. So I wouldn't have said that he was anything close to as famous as he is now. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, then I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't really make much sense, but. Obviously, there have been people, that's so annoying. that grammatical error there is just so annoying. But there have been people that have like had that sort of celebrity status, and they've gone and done things that just instantly is a hit.
Yeah, which
is sort of annoying, but at the same time, fair play to them, But the thing that gets me is like people that take things off other people, like in the sense of someone can build something like say a podcast, right? And then say like I said, like celebrities just go, oh, that's a really good idea, that's a good podcast idea, we'll make one and then we'll actually succeed in it because we have a following and like it happens so even with Netflix though, Netflix is a great platform, but like you were saying, whenever it's bought off the person, they get the money,
find out how many views, right?
But they get the money just flat out. That's you got 40 million. That's it. That's your pay. You're not getting any royalties for that. You're not getting them at all. So they don't even find out what happens to the film or the TV series.
Well,
it's only there, but they don't have any analytics. They don't have anything to do with
views. Like they'll never know how many people watched it.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Which is crazy, but that's like that is basically taken off. I mean, I know you're getting 40 million.
Yeah,
but
or whatever it would be. Yeah.
Well, was it Jen? Was it Emmett said the other day that Cloverfield Paradox was 43 million?
I don't know.
43 million, like that's,
sorry Jen, I don't remember.
That's terrible. I think he said 43 million, but 43 is
like they got paid that, or that was how much it cost.
Well, that's that. I think that's how much they paid for the film.
Right. Sorry. Okay. So like basically, this thing would have been shown during the Super Bowl, and then on straight after the Super Bowl, and they've paid the 43 million for the rights to do that.
Well, yeah.
As in, that's never gonna go to cinema. That's straight on Netflix.
That's straight on Netflix.
Right.
Do you know how much money they're gonna make from that?
Oh,
like, it's insane.
Oh, think how much it would have cost them to put that advert in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but how much money they're gonna generate from all that on its own?
£8 a month times, I don't know, a lot.
It's a lot of money they're gonna make. But I mean, it's the things annoy me, like. Just having these ideas coming from people, but that's what it's been around for years and always happens. People just take it off, and it's a shame for them because their choices in life have went, well, that's me being greedy to me being successful. I'm a greedy person, so I'm gonna take that 40 million and I'm gonna have that, and then you can have my series, and I don't have to love that anymore because it's not mine. You've bought it off me and I've got the money for it. Once you've spent that 40 million, I can guarantee you can go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Once you buy a house, you buy your car, and then you've got to maintain those things.
Yeah, watch it go.
Just disappears from your bank account. Not that I would know. Trust me, not that I would know. But it's things like that, like choices in life. If you want to be a greedy person, that's just what you're going to get things that's going to happen to you, and it's just not going to be good for you.
No, for sure.
That's a negative choice. Or it could be a positive one. You can get 40 million and then guarantee yourself another job. You're going, I'll write this one and then sell for another 40 million.
Yeah.
But then I think that can like stem your ability
Drive,
to
your actual drive to do it. I know what you mean.
But that's all choices, though, isn't it?
No, exactly, and as we've been saying, it's just funny whenever you look back on all the wee choices that you make that have led us here, the episode 10 of, you know, this, what we made, our thing
that we made
together. We made a thing.
No, I think it's good that things have happened, but I don't really know what way life would have been had we chose those other things.
I like to think we'd end up here anyway.
I don't think we would. I don't think we would. I'd probably see you and I was like a really successful band. You'd be coming to see my show and I'd be like, there's that business guy who owns that business that sells all that business stuff.
You sell my t-shirts.
You're the merch guy. No, but I don't know. I'm glad we've came here, to be fair. I think it's definitely a positive choice in life.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I said at the start of the episode, hopefully the sport may continue.
Yeah, long may it continue. Because, as you mentioned, it's very much appreciated. Like, all the likes and comments. And
the one thing I want to ask of people, though.
What's that?
100 likes on Facebook.
Yes, that would be amazing.
If anybody wants to share this and even create, like, Facebook profiles. Facebook profiles. And YouTube profiles and whatever else you can do. So you create a Facebook profile and you go on and like the page on Facebook, share it with all your friends and stuff, and then you're going to make a YouTube one and then go and subscribe to our channel about 70 million times. That'd be really, really, really greatly appreciated. But no, I think that that sums up everything that we really want to say about our life anyway. I mean, if you guys have anything, choices you wish you would have made, or maybe you haven't made yet but you want to make,
any advice, anything we could potentially help with, fire us an email or comment under the video, whatever.
Everything that you want to know, what you need to know, like stuff at thewepodcast.com will be in the description somewhere at the bottom. Just send all the stuff to there. That's why it's called stuff. But
all the stuff. Or you can send a Facebook message actually straight through.
Yes, that would
Facebook.
be even better actually, because it means it's direct contact towards us then as well.
We can pick that up. Anything at all. Feel free to get in touch. From our very limited experiences, we're more than happy to.
Yeah, we're only 20. Well, you're 28 now.
25.
20 years old. We are very young, but no. If you do have anything to say or anything you want to talk about or whatever, then please do fire us a message in whatever way you can. Thanks for listening, folks, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.